Hey, 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 hey. Dun, 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 dun. What you got to say? Hollywood, Hollywood swinging. Listen, that was my era. Cool in the gang. Cool in the gang. Cool in the gang. How y'all doing? Y'all know the W means holy watchers. I'm not going to go through all that. Listen, it's important that you understand what it is. So scroll on back the last few videos and you're going to see in the description. Keep going back about maybe 5 or so. I don't know. The recent last few of them, I did address it and it tells you all about it. But yeah, either you go back and watch the first one, which is through over 100 videos, or the last few of them, just look in the description, click on the video, look in the description. It'll say address the W or the W for watcher or something like that. Tell you all about it, but not today, honey. Not today. We going on because this is too much I gotta talk about with y'all. So yeah, but Cool in the Gang, yeah, man, Cool in the Gang was it. It came up here to Springfield one time when I was a little girl, and they performed in a club that is now a restaurant today. It's funny when I go by there. I'm looking at this Jamaican restaurant. I'm like, what the heck? That used to be a club in there, but when I'm talking about 6, 7, my daddy drove me over, dragged me with him because he was helping with the club setup and all that and the entertainment stuff. So, but yeah, the group that was opening for them, this is how old this was. It was the Honeycombs, them girls. I want to give it in the want it. And this girl's in misery. I want to turn it into want it. They were like a Supremes. But yeah, they opened for them. That's how old it goes. I remember that well. Listen, I remember all them groups. I remember all that stuff. But Cool in the Gang, that was the first original Cool in the Gang. Years later, they evolved into different people in there. So the one that sings now, forget his name. I can't even. I don't know how I forget it. He's married to my cousin. So and she was a lead singer in the group Slave. Her name's Starlina Young. And then when she was in Slave, she left the group Slave. Y'all know Slave with the bass. Boom, boom, doom, doom, boom. Ba-da-doom, da-doom, boom, 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 boom. Just a touch of love. A little bit. That was my cousin singing that, yup. So, the original, not the Keith Sweat remake. But yeah, she was in the group Slave. And when she left Slave, she went into her own group called Deja. And then they went in from, she was in Aura next. And then they went to Deja. So yeah, she did her thing. She was one of a big mentor too. When I was up in New York all the time, she was teaching the music and stuff. So yeah, it was all up in the family. I'm telling you, it was all up in the family. So it's funny though, because only out of the household I was in, like my older sister, she got another mother, and her mother is a famous singer from the 50s named Pearl Woods, and she sang so long ago. Her videos of her singing are on YouTube. And she's singing, and the group looks like, you remember Frankie Lyman movie with the Halle Berry character? She was in The Pretenders. Well, Pearl Woods looked like that with guys singing around her. And it's black and white when you go see it. But yeah, that was my older sister's mom. So she was my stepsister, but we don't call each other that. It's my sister, period. Okay, look just like my daddy. So, yeah, it's a lot of that. We cross paths with all that stuff. So, yeah, her mom up there, big famous, but it's in our last name too, So, yeah, it's just amazing. Because what I was trying to say is the other siblings, it's just me, my oldest brother. There's 2 in between, the middle children. They got the talents and the gifts, but they don't mess with the jazz. They didn't take to it. And my older sister, she dated, what's the name? The Gap Band. Ooh wee. Ooh wee. Yeah, she dated him, Charlie Wilson. She said he's so arrogant. She said one day that they got into an argument about him cheating and stuff out on the road. And he was like, don't you know who I am? And she was like, don't you know who I am, fool? I was like, for real? You got into it with Charlie Wilson? She's like, yeah, he ain't all that. Blah, blah. But she was like, you know how them brothers be when they get all put on and shining and everything. They get all cocky and arrogant. She's like, he's one of them. I couldn't stand it. But she recorded, my sister, she recorded an R&B CD. And she did tracks with a whole bunch of different things. To me, her sound was like that the singer from the old group Atlantic Star. She sounded like her and Sharon Bryant. And then she went on to make gospel music. So she did gospel music for years. She got away from that life because she saw right away. So anyway, let me get to this. So Whew. What was I going to talk about? A philosophy with my family, we've always kind of seen. My mom she was very pretty. The twins, yeah. My mom won beauty pageants since high school. You know, the twins graduated nursing college and stuff together. But she won some beauty pageants and stuff when she was younger. And then she won senior Miss Massachusetts here one year. And everyone, my dad used to call her his Lena Horne, you know, because she light skinned. Oh, that's my Lena Horne. You know, like Fred Sanford loved him some Lena Horne. Oh, the horn, you got to see the horn. But Lena Horne's philosophy was like, she ain't never denied her blackness. You know, wherever she went, people were always, you know, trying to make her pretend to be white and say that she was white. And I was talking to Moni Mo in text chats and stuff, and she was talking about how that happened to her with her grandkids, that they tried to get her to say, claim they're white, or so she had dealt with some kind of racist thing with that. And I was like, yeah, I know what that's like. Like, there's times that I've had people actually switch my paperwork, and I go back to it and like, well, what's this? Why did you switch that from black to white? And oh no, listen, Teresa, I really like it. Listen, trust me. You just want to leave it that way. Excuse you? No, I don't. Put it back what it was. So I'm just trying to do you a favor. For real, this woman told me that before. I was like, are you kidding me? Put my paperwork back what I said. She's like, but your last name. I said, I don't matter about my last name. I don't care. That last name, really, you don't know nothing about that last name, okay? Change it back. So we had a little talk about that. But Lena Horne's philosophy was, you know who Lena Horne is. Remember the movie The Wiz? Here I go with the movies. She was the queen. No, she played Glenda the Good Witch, but The Wiz is with black people. So she was the star up in the sky that told Diana Ross, Dorothy, you know, to click her heels 3 times and all that. And Dorothy's like, you mean all I had to do was click my heels 3 times and I could go home? And the queen, and Lena Horne talking about, child, that's all you got to do. All sweet and stuff. Yeah, but Mama Queen, they used to call her the Queen Mama, you know, Star Angel in the movie. But yeah, that stuff, getting it from both sides, it's terrible how they do. Like, you know, don't be trying to tell me to pull that stuff. No, I'm not. I don't sell out. Sorry. And that's the thing that I was going to talk about my family. And I don't like talking about my family like that. But, yeah, in my family, there's like 2 sides to way people's personalities, not the color thing. It's a very diverse, all up in the family. But the thing is, like, there's a little bit of too much of that royale in the family, if you get what I'm saying. Some of them on my mama's side, they own property in the Caribbean and stuff. So they're like, you know, it's Dutch, French, West Indian from their side. So, you know, the whole, that royalty behavior. I mean, top of the notch weddings and big events. It got to be the right salad fork here and there. I never took to that stuff. I'm like my daddy. I'm like my older brother. I'm like my sister. We just know I never took to that stuff. So they call me the ghetto one. Whatever. It's all right with me. I'm cool. We're blunt and outspoken. That's why we kind of sync together. We're very much in sync together. But I'm in sync with both sides. It's weird. But I'm blunt and outspoken like my dad and my older brother, Ricky and Sherry. My older sister. We just kept it real, and it tend to rub folks the wrong way with the shine, you know. Oh, well, I like me some me, and I got a whole lot of folks that do too. I mean, we get ish done, whatever, and we don't keep secrets. That's one thing. I just don't do the secretive thing. I don't know how you guys are with that, but, you know, all that artsy-fartsy, pretending, bougie, blah, blah, blah. It's just, they're putting on airs. I mean, it's not all my family, trust me. It's just some of them. But even in general, people you meet in your life that are like that, it just makes me kind of be like, okay, yeah, I don't do that, you know. It's just the way they learn things, you know. But you can't put that on me. It don't stick, okay? It just don't stick. So anyway, the movie I want to talk about that's going to have to be in the next video because I didn't get to it. But it's a very huge thing regarding chosen people because it wasn't a near-death experience. It was a dream I had, but God put it on me. He put it on me because I had fell asleep watching this movie, Gods of Egypt. You know, where Hollywood makes it look like, you know, the Caucasians are the ones. And they all up in the Egyptian garb and everything. So I got to tell you all about that. So come on back in because it goes deep. It goes ham.